Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. I don't know what it is. It seems like Friday to me. Thursday or Friday. It does not seem like Wednesday. But it is. Good morning, Americans. It's Wednesday.
Good day.
Doesn't really have the same sort of feel, does it?
Oh, look who's here.
Oh!
So,
congratulations. You were able to clear your schedule to make it in today, huh, Jeffy?
That's correct.
Oh,
you're
wow.
welcome.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that was big of you. Of course, you don't have any other choice, but...
I'm sorry, what?
he said that was big of you.
That was big of you.
Oh, okay.
You see what he's doing.
That's what I said.
Messing with my earpiece. I don't know that I heard you properly.
Yeah, you did. You did. So, did you make it to your appointments?
Gosh.
Yesterday and the day before?
Okay. You want to get into this?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I want to get into
it. No.
Okay. I didn't think so.
I just said yes.
I didn't think so.
He said no. I said yes. What do we want to get into?
I said no because I don't want to ever have to discuss my appointments on this show either.
And I actually have an appointment today, so...
you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Oh, no.
If you want to talk diabetes appointments. You want to go the Wilford Brimley line and that route. You got to control your diabetes. Remember the Wilford
I do.
Brimley
I love
thing? He could never say diabetes.
Is there a picture of Wilford Brimley in the every doctor's office that deals with diabetes?
Yes, every single one of them.
Should be.
Yeah, there.
Love Wilford Brimley.
I mean, he really made diabetes popular.
I know.
Didn't he?
Made more people aware of it. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, he did.
That's good for Wilford.
All right, we got some boxes of food that arrived.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of diabetes.
Yeah.
Rowdy Introvert.
Rowdy Introvert sent us some stuff.
Yep. So,
Guy's a real friend of the show. He keeps track of our stuff and posts it for us. And now he's sending us food.
Yeah, patheads.com if you want to check out any clip from the show. Virtually, let's see. So this is sugar-free mint balls.
Oh, let me see.
Keep you all aglow. Oh, it sounds radioactive.
Okay. Uncle Joe's mint balls. That's gross.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me think that through.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the sound of that. But
look at that. A case of Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Merry Christmas to us.
I think that's what gave me diabetes in the first place. Seriously, how often was I eating that stuff?
I don't recall.
Oh, gosh.
I do.
Clock.
Around the clock. And then people were sending me 5-pound bags of it.
And now whenever you see a bag, you hear the voice of Wilford Brimley in your mind going, don't do it.
Yeah.
It's got diabetes.
For sure.
Then he's got us, what is this here? Like vanilla, you recognize this? I mean, this is cake. What is it?
Oh. It's probably
Is
not.
that from Uncle Joe, too?
His mint balls.
Mini
there we go.
panettone?
Yeah, that's how I'll let you pronounce it.
Panettone?
So thank you. Little cakes.
That looks good.
I think he said they're from Peru or something. So,
Really?
Oh, no. He's Jeffy's question. Okay.
It's too bougie.
And we have
Vanilla cake is too bougie for
we have
me.
no idea who sent us
You know how they're making it down there.
That stuff
the Cincinnati Bengals, I think, official
is
delicious.
potato
awesome.
chip.
So good. Oh, you got the actual.
I'm sorry,
chips
I
in there.
don't know who to thank on this.
But they
I
sent
sent
us
it. Yeah,
the
I got
official
it. I
Cincinnati
ordered it.
Bengals chips.
Yeah, I ordered it. You're welcome.
And they
They're
are
super spicy
so
barbecue chips.
Spicy, my
They're
mouth.
delicious.
You want me to bring you some?
No, hold
No,
up the bag. Hold up the
I
bag for the
shouldn't.
camera.
I
there.
did.
Okay,
God, they are
Sorry.
great.
And they're great, man. I
They're
tell
great. You don't like spicy food?
No, but it was like
Chris and I do. It was great.
the
Oh, it was
rest,
delicious.
the rest of the day yesterday. Just trying
Really?
to get that. No, not quite.
Get it
a
out
couple
of the,
hours.
out
Yeah.
of the throat. Yeah.
You're a spice baby.
I'm
Real
definitely
sissy when it comes to spicy food.
That
So
is a
black pepper is
fact.
too spicy for you?
No, not black pepper. I like the black pepper.
That's
But
good stuff.
Anything above that, yeah.
I don't know what spices it up, but it's got a nice little kick to it.
It does.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for all the stuff. We appreciate that, Rowdy Introvert and everybody else who sent us stuff. Did we get we didn't get the name on the Cincinnati Bengals stuff.
No.
Darn it.
We'll figure it
that's
out.
cool.
Somebody will tweet at us.
Wonder why Cincinnati Bengals. And what is this Who Day thing? Or did they steal that directly from Who Dat in New Orleans?
Yeah, of course.
They must have,
course,
right?
yeah.
Because that's not an Ohio thing.
No, but it's Cincinnati thing.
That's a Creole thing.
I know, but who that was their, that was their when they first Joe Burrow first showed up and everything
I
started
think they did that
good.
before, didn't they? Didn't they do Who Day?
Maybe.
Who Day, it looks like. Okay, I'm reading. Who Day Origins goes back to a 1978 beer commercial, but it looks like 1988 might have been the year that Who Day started with the Bengals.
Yeah.
Oh.
It had to be before that for New Orleans, right?
Yeah, when was Who Dat
Who Dat?
gonna beat them Saints?
Who Day? Cincinnati has Who Day and Cincinnati 5-Way chili. Two
Oh yeah, tremendous.
fantastic
And now the spicy chips.
items. And now the spicy chips.
All right, it looks like it's kind of close. It looks like early 80s for both.
Oh,
I don't know.
really?
I'll let Bengals and
All
Saints
right.
fans fight it out.
Yeah,
I don't
whatever.
care.
Whatever. I've just reminded myself of something else I can't eat, and that's Cincinnati chili.
Why not?
Because of the carbs in it. It's made with, first of all, you got
Dude,
the
you need to let that
spaghetti,
go.
and then you pour the delicious chili
What are
on
you
it.
taking medication
and then
for
the
if you're going to
cheese.
stop eating it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Listen
That's
to
just
your
dumb.
angel.
It's a good way to die,
That's
my
just
friend.
dumb.
So you're walking around all day with Wilford Brimley on one shoulder and Jeff Fisher
And Jeff
on the other.
Yeah. What are you taking this stuff for?
That's got to be painful.
You're
though.
not going to eat stuff that makes it bring it down in your body for you. What's the problem?
This is stupid.
There's a lot of people who take the insulin, which I don't have to take anymore. But you take the insulin and you just add to it.
Yes, I'm well
when
aware.
you eat unhealthily.
Yes, I'm well aware.
Yeah. A lot of people are well aware of that, and that leads to losing a leg, going blind,
Oh,
dying.
stop.
It does.
If you have a little
It does.
A little bit of chili once in a while.
Yeah, what? Yeah, well, you could probably once in a while, a little bit, and it's delicious. Man, I love Cincinnati chili. Chili made with spaghetti. Is there anything better than that? Come on.
No.
And then cheese over the top of it. Oh, so good. All right. I guess Glenn discussed this yesterday.
Yeah, I remember he came in here and was talking about the
That's
Lindsey
right.
Graham thing.
At the very beginning of the show, he burst in and was talking about the Lindsey Graham, John McCain.
You let him just walk in here?
Yeah, we didn't lock it in time.
Oh.
Yeah, let's get that
we didn't
locked.
see it. Yeah, we need to lock that just to prevent that from happening
That would actually
any
be
further.
so funny. The door's locked.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Can we get a camera on the door here?
We're
Look
on
at
the
this guy.
air.
Check
so,
out this guy over here.
Check us later, would you?
I hope he's not listening.
Awesome.
Anyway, do we actually have the...
Yeah, this is the clip. I think he played
Okay.
it on his show yesterday.
And here
We
it
just
is.
have it for us.
Your fight is our fight.
Ukraine, December 2016. Lindsey Graham.
2017 will be the year of offense.
No.
2017 рік буде ріком нападу.
All of us will go back to Washington and we will push the case against Russia.
Ми всі повернемося до Вашингтону і ми будемо відстоювати санкції проти Росії.
Enough of a Russian aggression.
Досить вже російської агресії.
It is time for them to pay a heavier price.
Час вже щоб вони заплатили важчу
Interesting.
ціну.
Our fight is not with the Russian people, but with Putin.
Ми
Okay.
боремося не з російським народом, але з Путіним.
Our promise to you
Well, then do a cage
is to take
match
your
with
cause to
Putin.
Washington.
How about that?
Наша обіцянка – це те, що ми вашу боротьбу доведемо до Вашингтону.
Inform the American people of your bravery
Проінформуємо український народ,
gosh,
американський
get
народ
done already.
про вашу
No
відважність.
and make the case against
Nancy would
Putin
fall
to the
asleep.
world.
Okay, wow. And then, of course, Russia later. I mean, he must have thought that
Yeah,
Trump was going to be on
exactly.
board with that.
Yep, he was going to be a part of the
Yeah.
boys club of...
But nope. Thankfully, he wasn't. And so it delayed it 4 years or whatever, 3 or 4 years. And now that they got that bloody war that they were hoping for, here's an indication from U.S. intelligence of just how bloody it is.
Okay.
Russian casualties in this. So this includes dead and wounded. 315,000.
Wow.
315,000. That's That exceeds the United States' losses in World War I.
Do we know that these numbers are true? I mean, I'm getting.
Well, it's from U.S. intelligence. I mean, it's true as you can probably get.
Yeah.
So the dead, that probably includes about, they think, 125,000 dead. The rest
Still,
wounded. Geez, that's a lot.
Still, yeah.
For Ukraine, they believe 70 to 75,000 dead, and they said that's probably a low number.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to a story this morning talking about how Zelensky's, the mayor of Kyiv, and one of his big generals.
I'm not going to play that game. It's Kiev.
Oh, I like it. Let's do that.
One of his big generals are like, we need to stop this, and it's Russia is entrenched.
Yeah.
And we need to make a deal for peace. This needs to stop now.
I saw that too. Yeah.
And he
cede him some of the territory.
He's just in town. Biden decided, well, I'll give you a couple $100 million to go home. Get out of here. Here's a couple $100 million. Just take that with you. Yeah, go ahead and buy yourself a sandwich.
Unbelievable. It's really amazing. Now, the 315,000 figure is 90% of the force they sent to Ukraine. They sent 360,000 soldiers, and now, I mean, not all at the same time, obviously. Right. What they sent at the beginning, it took time to kill the 315,000 kill and wound. But that's 90% of their initial force. Now, obviously, they have more men to keep supplying this death situation that they have going on in Ukraine. But that's pretty serious. I mean, in the entire war in Afghanistan, they were there for a decade. They lost 15,000 soldiers.
And imagine that. Donald Trump didn't want us to be a part of that and didn't want to commit.
Yeah, imagine that.
Our kids to that. And,
Interesting.
And if you'll remember the way Lindsey Graham says this, and if Glenn covered this thoroughly on his show, my apologies. But I'm just thinking here, Lindsey Graham is saying we're going to go on offense. We're going to push back and all this stuff. And this was going to be with NATO, right? What did Trump get in there and do? Trump gets in there and he's like, you know what? Maybe we should pull out of NATO. I mean, NATO's not pulling their fair share. They're not even funding.
Yeah.
Like, the exact opposite of what they anticipated from Donald Trump.
Which was great.
Like you said,
thank goodness.
Had to wait until you got another war hawk in there.
Yep.
Ta-da.
And how interesting is it that the Democrats are now the war hawks?
I know.
Crazy.
It's just so weird. So weird. We're begging you not to get into another war. And the Democrats are trying to pull us, kicking and screaming into more wars. And not just one. They want at least 3 or 4 of them. It's crazy. Meanwhile, our southern border is wide open. And people are flooding across it. And Senator Chris Murphy is mad at the GOP.
For caring about it.
Yeah. Here he is.
It's very different to say, on top of that funding, we are going to make major changes in law. And that's what Republicans are asking for. They are asking for very severe, very draconian immigration policy changes that they know could not pass if they weren't holding up support for the war against Vladimir Putin.
But isn't that the exact
I just
point?
think that's the difficulty.
Yes.
Isn't that the exact point?
Well,
This is it's a crisis. I think many people agree what's happening at the border.
Thank you.
So this is a moment we got to deal with it at home, and then we're going to help Ukraine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should separate the two.
Why?
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Okay.
So I'm just going to ignore your point. It's a good one, and I can't refute it. So I'm just going to ignore it. I think we need to separate the two. Okay, well.
We're having some sort of audio problem, so I can't.
I can't hear you. You're breaking. So, yeah.
Ukraine border needs much more attention than our own. According to.
Than our own.
Democrat Party, which.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm seeing a lot more images of our border being overrun.
And we see it every day. I think the American people, not just on the border states, are starting to wake up to this situation, and they're pushing back. And
good.
Yeah, thank heaven. Finally, it's finally happening. I mean, we've got the FBI and Homeland Security warning of heightened threats. They're afraid that something is going to happen here. There's apparently a lot of, chatter, and they're concerned about terrorist strikes here. Look, if something happens on the U.S. mainland, all they have to do is look in the mirror for the culprit.
Yes.
For who allowed this to happen. The incompetence on the border is inexcusable. And more than that, it's treasonous.
100%.
It's gone way beyond inexcusable. I mean, it really is treason, I think, at this point.
And we are past the point of, I know many say that, that's what they want is some sort of terrorist act in this country.
Yeah, the Democrats, the left. Yes.
The people that are
I think so.
okay with this open border because they want something bad to happen because they believe that
then they take control.
Turn it around. That's right.
You bet.
It around for more
Never
control.
let a crisis go to waste.
So hang on a second here. You guys are familiar with Prosper, Texas, just up the road, right?
Of course, yeah.
A few weeks ago, they had a terror attack simulation drills up there. And then, what was it, last night? What was happening in Dallas? We have military training exercises with low-flying helicopters.
What?
That's
this was last night in Dallas?
Yep, and they're doing training, I guess,
all
weekend.
And they've been doing it. If you noticed, the military jets have been flying really low over our neck of the woods the last week.
Wow.
And all kinds of training exercises.
Oh, yeah. And then, Pat, after you posted this on X last night, a listener said that in Michigan, they were also doing exercises with low-flying helicopters.
Yeah.
Wow.
In urban areas?
Wow.
Okay, cool.
That's interesting.
Were there terror drills on the day of 9/11? Was that happening at the same time? Seems like there was.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
How ironic.
Yeah, that is, isn't that? Oh, man. That's kind of chilling.
Yeah, it is a little.
Is that a fact? Do you remember that for sure?
I'm going by memory. It was right around that time. I'll find out. Maybe somebody can tweet at me. But on September 11th, I think that morning, terror drills were happening. I'll check it.
All right, let me take a minute and tell you about preborn. As the left ramps up their efforts to abort babies, it's time to amp up our efforts to save babies. So why not include saving a baby's life on your Christmas list? What could you do better for Christmas than that? And because of our partnership with Preborn, an organization that has rescued over 270,000 babies, you can do just that. Every day, Preborn's network of clinics rescues 200 babies as they compete head-to-head with the abortion clinics like Planned Parenthood. I mean, these are despicable places where evil occurs. Every single day, Preborn is out there on the front lines battling it. And what they do is show the woman an ultrasound of the baby. You hear the heartbeat. She sees the baby moving. I mean, it's hard not to be moved in that scenario. And usually they are. It doubles the chances that she's going to choose life. Then once she does, Preborn goes into action and starts providing diapers and formula and all kinds of things so that the mother, they give a lot of support to the mother for the next up to 2 years. It's a great organization, but they need your help. The $28 you could donate buys one ultrasound for a woman. You could save a life for just $28. But whatever you can do, your tax-deductible gift is doubled right now due to matching funds. And because Preborn supports both the mothers and the babies, of course, they do this for a long time, and that's why they can use all the help they can get. Now's the time to put your year-end write-offs to work. Just dial pound 250. Say the keyword baby, that's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, so on September 11th, 2001, the North American, NORAD, was involved in an ongoing operation which involved deploying fighter aircraft to northeastern North America.
And that was coincidentally on 9/11.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yes, it was.
Oh,
and then yesterday we had the helicopters flying over the city of Dallas. We had the terror training in the suburbs here a month ago.
It's chilling, isn't it?
I don't like it.
Fortunately, because the border is secure, we don't have to worry about it.
Good.
Right?
There you go.
Right. It's not like they're just willy-nilly pouring across the southern border, and a lot of them are on the terror watch list. No, wait. It is like that. It's just
like that, bro.
Yeah.
Not a joke.
Not a joke. Mitch McConnell, though,
oh boy,
concerned about Ukraine aid. That's the border that we're all worried about, right? We don't want Russians pouring across the Ukrainian border, which I don't. But maybe we get our priorities straight in this country.
To be honest, I don't even care anymore.
About Ukraine?
I don't even care anymore. I don't.
I know. I'm getting to that point as well.
I don't care anymore. It needs to stop.
Yeah, it does.
And if you're going to continue, then continue it without us.
And it pisses me off that this guy comes here, hat in hand. He doesn't even wear a hat because he's not formal enough.
Yeah,
for
wait
that.
till you see how he was dressed yesterday.
Could be a baseball cap, I guess. Maybe that's the hat he could wear. But he comes over here demanding money, telling us that if we don't, all you're doing is playing at Vladimir Putin's hand. I'm so tired of that
argument.
argument.
You saw that chart from that Chris Murphy clip. I mean, he wants the $60 billion. Joe sent him home with a couple $100 million. I wasn't joking. That's lunch money.
Oh, for sure.
There you go,
That's lunch money. Yeah, look at that.
It's nothing.
I mean, he came over. He was hoping to fly home with $60 billion.
Yeah, that's what Biden is asking for. Look at that. Look at that right there. In this request to Congress from Biden, $60 billion Ukraine aid, $14 billion Israel,
and then $14 billion for our border.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that $10 billion is the humanitarian aid is.
That's Gaza, right?
Exactly. It's got to be all Gaza.
Yeah.
Which is almost equal to the amount of Israel.
It's despicable.
Sure is.
And it's pathetic that the Republicans can't make something out of this.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Really? Do you guys have nobody who can get out there and explain this well to the American people, what's going on right now?
What got Mitch McConnell?
Yeah, we got Mitch McConnell.
Right, we do.
And we got Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House.
Who's pretty good.
They're taking two different angles on this. So here's the
turtle.
Yeah, here's the turtle.
Check this out.
Years past, you have said when we approach the holidays, if we don't get the work done by a certain date, we're done. You've not said that this year. Does that mean you anticipate the Senate continuing to be in next session, or these negotiations on the supplemental on the border continuing over the holidays and come back and hit it in January?
Good question. I think the Speaker has said to a number of people, and he can speak for himself, but he's apparently said to a number of people they're leaving at the end of the week. So all I have said is practically impossible, even though we reach an agreement, to craft it, get it through the Senate, get it through the House before Christmas. That doesn't mean it's not important. And even though we've been emphasizing the border, I want to remind everybody of the importance of Ukraine. We heard from the president today. He is inspirational.
Oh, my
God. They have fought.
Wait, did he just call Joe Biden inspirational?
For almost 2 years now.
I think he meant,
we haven't lost a single person. NATO has expanded. The Japanese, the South Koreans, the Taiwanese, the Australians all care about what happens in Ukraine.
Do they?
Okay.
We're not losing track of that.
They're forking over billions.
It's just that border security applies to us as well. And that's why we've emphasized so much that subject in the last few days.
Yeah, not enough. Not enough.
Near enough.
Inspiration.
Inspirational?
Jesus.
Wait, the president was
he
inspirational?
talking about Zelensky and he just ran it together? Who cares?
I don't know. It sounded like that when he was talking about
I talked to the
Joe
president.
Biden.
He was inspirational.
Yeah.
Okay. He must have been referring to Zelensky, right? You can't say that about the...
Maybe we missed him set it up with
I
Zelensky.
Don't know.
But because I would venture to say that a lot of people, and I might be talking to the choir right now, but a lot of people would not consider Joe Biden inspirational.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
but he's the president of the United States.
So I'm not talking to the choir. Never mind.
Honestly, who would find him inspirational? I can't think of any.
I mean, I don't think most Democrats even find him inspirational.
I mean, maybe the geriatrics at the no, not even
them.
No,
I mean, he's got to go.
Nobody.
He's just got to go.
Oh, Harry Sisson finds him.
And Chris Mowry.
Is that the guy who taps on his biceps, or the other one?
Both.
Speaker Johnson met with Zelensky.
Yeah, it's kind of long.
Here's what he had to say.
Thank you all for being here. Just had a good meeting with President Zelensky. I reiterated to him that we stand with him and against Putin's brutal invasion. The American people stand for freedom, and they're on the right side of this fight. I have asked the White House since the day that I was handed the gavel as Speaker for clarity. we need a clear articulation of the strategy to allow Ukraine to win.
Well,
and thus far, their responses have been insufficient. They have not provided us the clarity and the detail that we have requested over and over since literally 24 hours after I was handed the gavel as Speaker of the House.
So you love Putin.
What the Biden administration seems to be asking for is billions of additional dollars with no appropriate oversight, no clear strategy to win, and none of the answers that I think the American people
asking
are
for
owed.
oversight and
I have
strategy.
also made very clear from day one that our first condition on any national security supplemental spending package is about our own national security first. The border is an absolute catastrophe. And this is because of the policies of this White House and this administration. We had 12,000 illegal crossings on one day last week alone.
And your point?
We have almost now 280 known terrorists that have been apprehended at the border. None of this counts the gotaways. If you add the numbers up, it's almost 7 million people who have been encountered at the border just since President Biden took office, and at least 2 million gotaways. This is twice the population of my state of Louisiana.
Xenophobia.
Fentanyl is the leading cause of death for Americans age 18 to 49 in this country. Fentanyl poisoning, because it's allowed over the border. We have human trafficking and all the other terrible things. In the last 3 months, October, November, December alone, we've had more illegal crossings at the border than in any entire year during the Obama administration.
That's incredible.
The American people see this. They feel it acutely. They see all the terrible societal ills that come from this, and it must be addressed. So I've made this very clear, again, from the very beginning. When I was handed the gavel, we needed clarity on what we're doing in Ukraine and how we'll have proper oversight of the spending of precious taxpayer dollars of the American citizens. And we needed a transformative change at the border. Thus far, we've gotten neither. The Senate has been MIA on this. The House passed H.R. 2 6 months ago, more than 6 months ago. It's been sitting and collecting dust on Chuck Schumer's desk. I have told him personally, I've told the National Security Advisor, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense, that these are our conditions because these are the conditions of the American people. And we are resolute on that. It is not the House's issue right now. The issue is with the White House and the Senate.
And
I implore them to do their job because the time is urgent.
It's a good start.
And we do want to do the right thing here. With that, I'll
I kind of like the guy so far.
I do too.
I kind of like him.
Yeah, and congratulations. KJP, take notes. Mike Johnson just spoke for 3 minutes without looking at any notes whatsoever.
Wait, he didn't have the great big book of everything
Very
with
coherent and
He
everything.
doesn't get the great big book of everything. Are you kidding me? No, that only goes.
Does he have a great big book of some things?
And you noticed,
he was carrying one.
You noticed that Mitch McConnell in his little turtle talk, he was admonishing the House for, I don't know, they're going on vacation and the end of the week.
Right.
Yeah.
And
why not?
And Mike Johnson just put him back in his place.
Yes,
he sure did.
It's the Senate that's doing nothing on this.
Right.
We've actually passed stuff.
You guys don't want border security over there under the leadership of Chuck Schumer and, quite frankly, Mitch McConnell. And we're not going to budge on Ukraine until you give us border security. So, yeah, I'm going to go and celebrate Christmas. I'm not going to hang around here while you guys do nothing.
Yeah. Why? I mean, what good is that? He's got the bill sitting there waiting to be acted upon, and they won't, because Schumer's not going to touch it.
No way.
And so McConnell didn't mention any of that. He could use his bully pulpit to convince Schumer to at least take it up and bring it to the floor. At least vote on it.
My colleague, Chuck Schumer, I've known him for many years.
Pathetic.
Very inspirational man. His act on this.
Back to the aquarium.
Pull that case out of the drawer.
Somebody should put the shell on him every time. Every time there's a video of Mitch McConnell, like they did the other day.
Yeah, that was good
so
stuff.
good. Yeah, really good.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Zelensky did meet with Biden yesterday as well. We got some clips from that, but do you want to guess? I don't know if you've seen these. Do you want to guess what kind of outfit Zelensky was in? Suit and
I'm going
tie,
to say
right? Suit and tie.
I have not seen these. He's got to have his.
Do we have a still photo of it?
He's got to have his army fatigues on and
I'm going to say a t-shirt.
T-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, t-shirt.
It's winter though. So
and
chill.
vest.
Okay,
T-shirt and a
long
vest.
sleeve T-shirt.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll find out. It's coming up. I know you're on the edge of your seat, and, well, you should be. 888-900-3393 to get in touch with us. Pat Gray Unleashed.
Ukraine is a country in Europe.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. Wow, we are 12 days away from Christmas.
Jeffy's stressing about the piano playing, I guess.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It puts you in the spirit.
You're the worst.
Well, there it went.
I just put you in the spirit.
No, I know. Yeah, right. I know.
said.
I know. We got some tweets here. Joe's Kitchen Fire
Oh, no.
has set up an account. That's great. Is that third guy with you the one that was on the Glenn Beck show yesterday?
Oh, traitor.
Yeah.
He called me.
Traitor.
Yeah. What did he call you about? What was the
Called
deal?
me because
The
of
the open mic thing.
Oh, right.
We got to
Right,
talk
right,
about
right.
this.
Yes,
You know, you
that's right.
can reject his calls. I mean, this is
Mm-hmm.
the place for you, not that other show down the hall.
The show was over. He called. I was between appointments. I took the call.
Oh, did you catch that? He had a little window there.
Yeah, a little window between appointments?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's great. It's great to know. And I'm glad you were able to clear your busy schedule today.
Yeah, I took a call from the same guy you let just come in and sit down. And start,
Yeah, fair point.
T. Tunko tweets, so adorable that Keith and Jeffy wore matching shirts for the big Wednesday Pat Unleashed show.
Really?
Oh, it's sort of close.
It does look similar on the monitor up
screen.
there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It almost looks like a jackpot. You know, you got all three because it's a weird lighting.
Cha-ching.
But actually, in person, it's not
Yeah,
that
it's not
similar.
the same.
No.
It's not. And you're not in person, tweeter.
Carl Smith tweets, remember when Chuck Schumer and other Democrats called George W. Bush a warmonger when he said, bring it on at the beginning of the Iraq War?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Remember Ted Kennedy?
Yeah.
Iraq's going to be George Bush's Vietnam.
Yeah.
You haven't heard anything from the left that for Ukraine or
those days are gone.
or anything that we're involved with.
Trekkie Princess Steve, of course the Democrats want a war. Then they'll have an excuse to round up all those MAGA extremist traitors who are a threat to democracy and put us all into camps where we can no longer threaten their plans.
Yep.
Jessica QD, just a little south of Dallas, is our uncontrolled border. Why not show military strength along the border?
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah. You know who else is for that is Ron DeSantis.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I have too. He's somebody who could maybe do something along those lines, but
like he runs a state, right?
Yes.
And he's doing something else as well?
Something else.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget what. Kristen tweets, we had military exercises here in Connecticut this week as well. Isn't that fascinating?
I do.
Yeah, we got to train. To train our military men and women.
Yeah, right. Yeah, good point. Good point, Jay. That's all that's going on there. Lone Wolf 2965, don't worry. I'm sure if there are any terrorism incidents, the FBI has a statement already prepared that lets us know the perpetrators were on the watch list.
Yep.
Not the spooky. They also have the statement ready that, but the biggest threat continues to be white supremacists. Okay. Not the spooky dude. Our Republican leaders in Congress are testicularly challenged.
That's a fact.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I want to bring up something before you keep passing Ron DeSantis, but yesterday we learned that Joe Biden is a listener of Pat Gray Unleashed, and now Ron DeSantis is a fan of the Pat Gray Unleashed as well.
Oh,
he's been using your clip, calling him the winner on all his accounts
on the debates. All right, hold on.
Yeah.
You know what?
Nice.
Let's address the bigger issue here. I want Chris Cruz to prove to us that he can pronounce DeSantis.
DeSantis, like
that's how he says it.
DeSantis,
bro.
I mean, when he says it, sometimes I don't even know who he's talking about. DeSantis, what? What is that? And then it hits me. Oh, right. That's his,
wow.
It's his foreign language thing.
Why do you hate brown people?
No, I love them.
Welcome to America, Chris.
I love all people of any color. Doesn't matter to me.
I feel like you don't, though.
Yeah, I do. But, speak proper English. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to chewing the fat. Here's the powerful intro.
I love it.
And there it is. Okay, Jeffy?
Just a heads up. The United States enters into the respiratory virus season. New COVID-19 variants continue to circulate and sicken Americans.
Loving the RSV, aren't we?
The dominant strain in the U.S. is the highly contagious Omicron subvariant called HV.1. It accounts for an estimated 1/3 of cases nationwide. Doesn't ever say how many cases there are. It just says 1/3 of the cases. During the 2-week period during December 19th, HV.1 accounted for nearly 30% of the new COVID-19 infections. Again, no numbers, though.
Mm-hmm.
No total numbers. The next most common variant was JN.1, a new offshoot of BA.2.86, which made up 21% of the cases. And I guess it's now the HV.1 is part of the Omicron family. Is the grandchild of Omicron HV.1, which is a sublineage of Omicron XBB.1.9.2 and a direct descendant of EG.5.
Write it down.
That's according to the CDC's SARS-CoV-2 lineage tree.
Why aren't you writing this down? This is important information.
It's all right here. It's all right.
Oh, repeat it back to us.
We don't have time.
So be careful when you
Be careful.
Be careful. Good advice.
I'll be careful.
Thank you.
You mentioned yesterday Shohei Ohtani, one of baseball's biggest stars, going over to the Los Angeles Dodgers and signing a new contract for 10 years, $700 million. I mean, that's the biggest North American professional sports contract.
I think it's the biggest from anybody.
I feel like some of those soccer guys.
I don't think anybody's gotten more than that.
But I mean, last season you talked a little bit about what kind of player he is. I mean, he's had 10 games as a pitcher, hit more than 40 home runs, have twice been unanimously selected to the MVP. He had entering Major League Baseball in 2018, he notched 38 wins, 600 strikeouts, 171 home runs, 437 runs.
It's incredible.
It's
really
just amazing.
Incredible. I mean, the guy had an ERA of 3.14. That was top 10 in the league.
Yeah.
And he hit 44 home runs, which was, I think, third in the league. And he had a 304 batting average.
Yeah, it's like you have a slugger and an ace.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All in one person.
Now, the $70 million salary, apparently he's going to defer about $68 million of that.
So they can build around him?
Yeah. So the deferment is like $680 million.
Right.
He's going to be paid the rest of it between 2034 and 2043.
Wow.
So he'll just be collecting money now forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Of course, by then,
good for him.
With inflation being what it is and the fact that he's living in California, it's probably going to be worth, pennies on the dollar by then?
Yes.
It'll be more pennies on a dollar than I'll have.
He had the exact offer from San Francisco, right? And he chose to live in L.A. instead of San Francisco.
Don't blame him for that.
I don't know that, and I don't blame him for that at all, for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of baseball, how much would you pay for a 1914 Baltimore News card? This card, the red bordered card. This one right there. Red bordered card. Features Babe Ruth, who was a 19-year-old rookie and a member of the Baltimore Orioles, a minor league franchise in the International League.
Wow.
It was part of a set that featured players' images
what's
in the
that
front
worth?
I'd go into debt for it.
Team schedule on the reverse there. That was the back.
Do we know
card.
what that's worth?
We do, because it was just auctioned off.
Okay.
$7.2 million.
Oh, my gosh.
For that right there.
I love it.
In 1914, what, a penny? Maybe that cost a penny?
That was part of a newspaper thing.
Oh, my gosh.
You know what I mean? So I don't even know if it was that.
It's not even mint condition.
Wow.
Well, it was in the same family for years. Right. So the same family had it forever. The guy got it when he was a little kid, like their great grandfather ever got it when he was a little kid.
So cool.
And they kept it, and then the family gave it to the Ruth Museum and loaned it to them and said, you just keep that.
I would
there
not take
for a
that thing
little
out of my
while.
sight.
Me neither.
And then, I think in 2021, the family was like, we should probably sell that and get some money. So they sold it for $6 million.
Oh.
And then whoever bought that left it at the museum. And then this year they said, you could probably get $10 million or so for that card. You ought to try to auction that
So
off.
somebody lied to him?
Yeah.
Because it was only $7.2 million.
Yeah,
somebody lied.
I know. Yeah.
These poor people.
Yeah, they only got $7.2 million.
Yeah,
so it's the It's the third biggest payment for a card.
Wow.
Because you had the
Honus Wagner?
Honus Wagner. Yeah.
That's number 2. Honus is number 2, 7.25 for his card.
And
number 1 was
number 1.
Mark Lemke.
Mickey Mantle.
No, okay.
Mickey Mantle.
1952 Topps card, $12.6 million.
Oh my gosh. $12.6 million. Wow. You imagine that? For buying a pack of gum, probably back
52
then, right?
Topps card, yeah. Every time I do these stories, I think I've got to go through my cards.
Yeah, but the problem
got
is,
to go through my cards.
Like when I was collecting in the late 80s, early 90s, that's when everybody was getting into it, and the market was oversaturated. And now all those cards in our garage, they're not scarce.
I've got a few cards that my grandfather had before the 80s.
Did you want?
So
did you want to?
There's a few in there before the market got saturated with your 80s cards.
We should go
my
through
grandfather. I know.
Yeah.
Do it.
I know. I know you have a Tom Brady.
Yes.
Baseball card story.
Tom Brady was drafted by the Montreal Expos in 1995. Kids used to be a team. And so this is kind of it's a commercial of like what could have been, because they are now finally making a rookie card for Tom Brady, Montreal Expos. This is so well done.
Oh, absolutely. You know why Tom Brady won 7 rings? It wasn't because of his game calling or his arm.
It was because of his hitting. 649 home runs. What a power hitter.
Excusez-moi, 2 poutines with extra Tommy, merci.
There's no question. Brady's the greatest. 23 seasons, 7 championships, the greatest comeback of all time against Atlanta.
I caught a lot of Expos fastballs. But now, here's my pitch to you. Come on down to Brady Auto and catch some major league savings. Now sing that.
That guy just never let us lose.
Except to the Giants.
Twice. Without him, they would have moved us out of Montreal.
Sing that Thomas Promise.
What might have been could be yours. Tom Brady rookie card, Montreal Expos. Look at that.
That's a great spot.
That's a great spot.
And so he wakes up.
Tom's
His
got
alarm.
a couple dollars to pull stuff off like that.
His alarm was set for 12:12, right, for the number, right, of the jersey. I can't believe that he didn't do 3:28, because you remember when he made a video hyping the Buccaneers Falcons game a couple years ago, the time on his computer,
and they mentioned the comeback
3:28. Yeah, against Atlanta. I love how they lost to the Giants twice in the Super Bowl. And it works both ways because of the San Francisco Giants. That was so well done.
Yeah. That's really good. Yeah, really, really good. You just got that, right, Jeffy? Yeah.
Welcome.
Go ahead.
Welcome.
All right. Diversify your savings with physical precious metals. While you stockpile silver in your home safe, it's Birch Gold Group's most popular special of the year right now through the 22nd of this month. For every $5,000 you spend with Birch Gold, they'll send you a 1-ounce Silver Eagle coin for free. Text PAT to 989898 to claim your eligibility right now. You can purchase gold and silver and have it shipped directly to your home, or you can have Birch Gold's precious metal specialists help you convert an existing IRA or 401k that's just sitting there collecting dust. You can convert that into an IRA in gold for no money out of pocket. And they'll send you free silver for every $5,000 you purchase. Keep it for yourself, give it as a gift, but it's something with real value. Just text the word PAT to 989898, claim your eligibility. They've got an A-plus rating with the BBB, thousands of happy customers. And so now is really the best time to buy gold from Birch Gold. Text PAT to 989898. Claim your eligibility for free silver on qualifying purchases before December 22nd.
That gray is unleashed.
And Jeffy has more Chewing the Fat.
Be sure to subscribe to my Chewing the Fat Daily podcast, please. Available wherever you get your podcasts. We had time. Brenda Lee's. Last week we talked about Brenda Lee's rocking around the Christmas tree, topping the Billboard's Hot 100. She tops it again for the second straight week. Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Okay.
Congratulations to
Why
Brenda
the sudden
Lee.
popularity of that song?
I don't know, but it makes
really
me
weird.
start singing all those old stupid Christmas songs.
And it didn't even happen 65 years ago when the song was first released.
Yeah,
it wasn't number one even then.
It's become a classic hit.
Yeah.
I know.
Weird.
And I want to get this in. New York City just enacted a law banning discrimination against height and weight.
Oh, good. Good.
Mayor Eric Adams, who just slashed the city's budget by 5% across the board, signed the bill. It means in addition to other protected characteristics like age, gender, race, religion, but a person's weight and height will also be considered protected under the new law.
You ready to move back?
The law will bring fat discrimination under the jurisdiction of New York's Commission on Human Rights.
About time.
This is the body that heads up discrimination issues for other identifiers and characteristics. And the bill was signed. The bill was backed by the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance.
What's exciting about that, Jeffy, as you know, is that this is a Pat Gray jihad that has flown under the radar. That's
right.
All this time.
Is it
And now
really, though?
finally, people are getting on board
I'm glad
with
they
us.
codified a Pat Gray
Finally.
jihad. The world would be a better place.
Yeah, sure would.
Let me eat!
Sure would. Because
He
we
doesn't like fat shaming.
have never been tolerant of fat shaming on this show.
Well,
Look, Pat, look.
you may
That feels really good.
You may be hearing from the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance. I'll tell you that.
Wait, the National
to thank us? Yeah, you're probably right.
Association for Advance, what was it? Advancement of Fat People?
The National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance.
Fat Acceptance. So they put fat in their name, and it's NAFA? N-A-A-F-A? NAFA?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Where's your membership card?
It's online.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's online. So,
Well, we've got about 30 seconds. What else?
all right. State of Florida suing the CF College Football Committee.
Why? Because of Florida State.
Yeah, because Florida State.
Duh.
And they're saying the committee has 1 month to turn over all the documents they want. They want to show.
shut up.
I thought the same thing.
Get out of here.
Let it go.
It's college
I'm sorry.
football.
I'm
Relax.
Sorry. I'm sorry you didn't get in.
If
It
Florida State
sucks.
beats Georgia, then we'll talk. How about that?
Right. Right. Which isn't going to happen.
No
Is there anybody
way.
that believes that's going to happen?
No.
I don't think
No.
Florida State even believes that's going to happen. More coming up in a minute or two.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans. It's Wednesday.
Yay.
Woo! Yeah.
Hump day. What?
Huh?
Hump day.
Hump day.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that expression. That never gets old.
How about the Geico camel? You like that, right?
Yeah. Brilliant execution of a funny premise.
Mike.
All right. First, let me take a minute before we get into these other things. Some great news. The Blind, the true story of the Robertson family, that's now available for purchase on BlazeTV, just $19.99. Maybe you've made a mess of your life. Maybe someone you know is in a dark place. If you or someone you know feels beyond redemption, you need to watch this movie. You'll see there is always hope. Always. The Blind takes you on an incredible journey through the life of Phil Robertson, giving you an intimate look into the man behind the legend and the trials and the triumphs and the values that have shaped him through the years. While The Blind wasn't a Blaze Media production, since Phil's such a big part of our Blaze family, we wanted to make sure you had the opportunity to stream it right here. You don't have to go to Amazon or Apple TV or whatever. You can do it right here because it's not ours, so we couldn't just offer it for free. Wish we could have, but that didn't happen. But hopefully you'll stream it here, and you won't have to go to Amazon for it. Act now. Don't miss this opportunity to own The Blind, a Phil Robertson story on Blaze TV. Buy it today at blazetv.com/theblind for just $19.99. That's blazetv.com/theblind.
Unleashed.
Just 12 days away from Christmas now, so we got the obligatory stories of competing displays on government property. We go through this every year.
Every year.
But this might be the worst example of it I've ever seen. In Iowa, Satanists were successful in getting their display proudly into the Capitol Rotunda.
I mean, it's just a display.
There it is.
Lovely.
Isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Nothing says Christmas like that. I'll tell you that.
Isn't that the truth? Like a goat head with the body of a human.
You want to get put into the Christmas spirit. Just stop,
there it is.
Stop and take a look at that when you're at the Capitol Rotunda.
There it is. Congratulations, Iowa. We had to give equal time to the Satanists. No, you didn't. I saw this article in Salon. The headline was, this story reminds us that Republicans believe free speech is only for them. No. It's also a reminder that Democrats are hypocrites who apparently don't believe their own bullcrap about the limits to each of our rights.
Yeah.
Aren't they the ones who continually say, there's limits on gun ownership and there's limits on free speech, and now all goes out the window because
sure does.
Here's something they can all get behind: Satan. And, I'll give you a quick refresher of the establishment of a religion, the Establishment Clause in the U.S. Constitution. That's about Congress making no law respecting the establishment of religion. It does not say that all beliefs have to be treated equally. It doesn't say that each is given a certain space for their own little display area. We don't have to. And frankly, we can't allow evil to share equal time with legitimate religions. Nobody's stopping them from engaging in their evil. If they want to worship Satan, go ahead. You have the freedom. That's where your freedom comes from. We don't have to provide the space for you to promote it. This is exactly what John Adams was talking about when he said that our Constitution is suitable only for a moral people. Immorality and evil will absolutely destroy the U.S. Constitution. These Satanists claim they don't worship Satan. In fact, they don't even believe he exists, which is exactly what Satan wants us to believe, of course. There's opposites in all things. So if total evil doesn't exist, well, then neither does total good, right? You can't have...
That's definitely their argument every time.
It's just an atheist argument. But they hide behind this asinine line because virtually everybody on this planet understands that Satan worship is evil and shouldn't be tolerated, shouldn't be promoted in a forum like this. They just want to mock and blaspheme and then call the rest of us hypocrites. They literally put evil for good, good for evil, bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. It is yet another example of Isaiah 5:20 playing out right in front of our eyes. And Iowa's leadership fell right into their sick, twisted, perverse trap.
Which is kind of a surprise.
I'm really surprised.
I mean,
they've got a great governor, Kim Reynolds. Everybody in Iowa loves her, and yet they caved.
Maybe it's not up to her, but I mean,
maybe
specifically, I don't know. I don't know who makes that call.
But it also blows their BS about democracy out of the water. But democracy! Because if this were indeed democracy, the majority would rule here, right? Yeah. With democracy, the majority wins, period.
Democracy only works for them. I mean, that's your point in the very beginning as well. Is that, it's only for them.
Why is it not possible for our society, for this civilization, to just use some common sense in things like this? Just interject a modicum of common sense into this argument. Nice. And we would all understand that a display of Satanism is unacceptable. Sorry, no, you can't do it. You know, if
your HOA allows it, go ahead, put it in your front yard.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Whatever. But not in the Capitol Rotunda. And nobody's saying you can't do it at your house.
Right.
On your own property. If somebody decided that they believe in human sacrifice or murder as a major part of their belief structure, and then they convinced some other people to believe it too, would they get a space in Iowa's Capitol Rotunda? Let's say some enterprising Nazi creates a religion around the worship of Adolf Hitler, glorifying all of his actions and using Mein Kampf as their scripture. And they decide, well, you know what? We want a display in the Capitol Rotunda.
This is our religion.
And you just put a giant swastika and Hitler quotes about Jews in the display. Would that be allowed too? Of course not. And look, it's not that far-fetched because Satan is certainly more evil than Hitler, and you've allowed him. He is evil itself. It would be unthinkable to put something of Hitler in there. Nobody would do that. Nobody would excuse it. Nobody would say that's okay. You wouldn't condone it. But you put something worse than that? Interesting.
That is interesting. It is.
And if you're going to compare Hitler and Satan, I mean, Satan didn't create Volkswagen or the Autobahn. He doesn't have that to fall back on. At least Hitler has that going for him, right? So, I mean,
did Satan have anything to do with those trains running on time?
No,
I don't
think so. I mean, we have fallen to the most vile, despicable garbage you could possibly create. And Iowa and the government of it, which is pretty conservative, which is very Republican, and they fall for it.
I just read a very thorough article here about this display. I'm just not seeing anywhere in it as to who gave the okay.
Who okays that?
Yeah, but I do see that it is kind of put a charge into one of the state representatives who is now looking to get the 10 Commandments put in the rotunda there in Des Moines, and also at all public schools in Iowa. So maybe this will lead to
some good will come of it.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Good. I hope so. Yeah.
You know, the person who was in charge of putting up the display said, "Well, if you don't like it, don't look at it," which of course has been part of our argument for decades. If you don't like the display of Christianity, just don't look at it. How's it hurting you?
If you don't like the internet post, don't read it.
Yeah, right. But it's agonizing. It really is.
Governor Reynolds says that the display is, quote, absolutely objectionable. I don't know that she has any power to get it removed. I'm just kind of catching up on this story.
You would think the governor of the state has some say in it. But I'm sure they don't want to be sued. But if you got a smart lawyer, a good lawyer, a constitutionalist,
I'm guessing that maybe a state would have that.
Yeah, you would think,
and that's where this has to be resolved, right?
Yeah, it does.
The state.
You need to take this to the Supreme Court, get it decided once and for all. This is BS.
Early on, wasn't? Oh gosh,
really?
It was a David Barton fun fact. Was it the original state constitution of Massachusetts that had like an official state religion? It was one of those.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
Yes, Massachusetts had a religion.
So states, I mean, let's probably get struck down though in 2023 America. But states have the right to say no. You can't have this.
Well, that's one of the
here.
things that they are against, right? I mean, that's with the Roe v. Wade argument, states' rights, and that they don't want that at all. They want the federal government to be in charge of it all.
It is, in fact, what you were just referring to, Keith, that prompted the letter that Thomas Jefferson wrote to that pastor about separation of church and state, because the guy was looking for his opinion on, hey, can we do this in Massachusetts? And so he mentioned that there should be a separation there. The protection is for the religion. It's not for the state. Nobody's afraid that the religion is going to take over the government. It's the other way around.
So let's just play this out to its conclusion. If this ends up somewhere like the Supreme Court, and maybe you've got the 10th Amendment versus the First Amendment, you know that in 2023 America, First Amendment is gonna be what they lean on for this, and I bet this thing is allowed to stand and trumps whatever the states want.
I don't know. With the current configuration of the Supreme Court, we'd have a chance, I think.
But that would be such an interesting case.
It really would, and somebody should do it. Somebody should take it all the way to the Supreme Court, because I'm tired of this.
Yeah, because there's a big statue.
It's insane.
I feel like it's permanent in Oklahoma right now, and of course you see how they're going after conservative areas to try to hit the hornet's nest.
Try to push it right in your face.
Yeah, where is that Satan? It's like it's got the kids around it and stuff. Satanic Temple looking for a new home.
So dangerous, so awful, so evil. And, people have commented that have seen the display that evil just permeates it. I'll bet that's true.
I mean, you could see that in the picture.
Yeah, you can. Yes.
I don't know if you know that or not. I don't know if you looked at it. But.
Yeah, I did. It's creepy, though. I don't even like to look at it.
That's why I was saying that nothing puts you in the spirit. Looking at that
like a good goat's head with a human body. Love that.
Oh, my gosh. So this is, okay, when was this article? Real quick. Oh, gosh, this is really old. Sorry. Never mind. Basically, when they put the Ten Commandments in front of the Oklahoma State Capitol, they put this satanic thing showing the kids playing around the statue of Satan and all this stuff.
Oh, man.
Then when the state said, no, you can't have the Ten Commandments here, then the Satanists were like, okay, so we'll find a good place for our statue now. And I'm just trying to find out where it is
Downtown
now.
Water Fountain?
Probably, right. Yeah, I think it's something, I can't tell exactly where it is, but I guess they moved it from the Capitol. I don't know where it is now.
It's so clearly just an effort.
Right, yes. That's all that is. That's
to
the
piss
thing.
off
That's the thing.
Christians.
And
so they don't even believe it, they say. They say they don't even believe it.
Right.
The interesting thing about this whole story was the original submission of the art. They wanted to use a real goat head.
Oh, man.
And the
gross.
state,
man.
whoever
Did the
health board come in and say, wait a minute?
Whoever submitted it, they said, no, you have to revise that. You cannot use a real goat head.
Right.
I'm like, really, guys? Like, goat head? Like, really?
Like, be intellectually honest. If you know what I mean? This is just agitation.
Yes, it is.
That's all it is.
It's another effort to split us in half.
I mean, maybe with a real goat head, it would put you actually closer to the spirit.
Closer to the mood, yeah. Jeez. Oh, man. All right. We're going to get into some Joe Biden stuff coming up here in a minute. But first, let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. They've been America's only Christian conservative wireless provider for over 10 years. They stand behind their values and their exceptional service. They're an example of putting the cause ahead of profits. And that's one of the reasons I'm proud to partner with them. Starting today, Patriot Mobile is extending their Black Friday deal to the Every Friday Matters deal. And so you can get a free smartphone when you switch today. They offer nationwide, really dependable, same service you get nationwide on all three major networks, which means you're going to have the same coverage that you love without funding the left. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're supporting free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, and our veterans and first responders. And to make it even better, they have 100% U.S.-based customer service. So they make switching really easy. You can keep your number if you want, keep your existing phone, or you could change both. And get a free smartphone right now from Patriot Mobile. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or just call 972-PATRIOT. Use the promo code Friday76. Again, free smartphone with the promo code Friday76. Limited time offer. So join me today and make the switch. PatriotMobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
Pat Gray.
And a Merry Christmas season to you. Went to one of my granddaughter's recitals last night. They were doing the Christmas concert, which is not. I just want to make really clear. It is not a Christmas concert. Don't even call it that. And they had a countdown to the break that's coming up. The winter break. Not the Christmas break. It's a winter break.
We don't say that here.
No. As you know, we can certainly celebrate and worship the solstice, but not the baby Jesus.
That's awesome.
I can't take it. It's just so agonizing. And I've been there before for other performances. The touchy-feeliness of that. And, it's nice. You want to make the kids feel good.
I know.
But my gosh, do they take it to a ridiculous extreme.
My wife was at her grandkids thing not long ago, and it was the holiday celebration concert, and it's cute and everything, but I mean, it's okay.
I know.
Okay.
And the other thing is, what happened to merit? When I was in school, you had to try out for things. You auditioned.
Well, not for the winter. I'm with you, but for the winter and Christmas celebration, it's usually the whole class, right?
So, yes, but
so you're not getting the merit.
They had 5 or 6 solos, and bless their hearts.
I wish I wanted.
I brought this up to my wife, of course, and she was not very receptive of it.
Of course not.
I can find a 6th graders. I know, but could they not just find somebody who could
actually
least
do it?
Sing a note?
Right. Okay.
Would be nice.
Billy, you try.
I mean, it's just because they want to, so you get to.
What's the age?
They're 6th graders.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. So you're doing some distance then in 6th grade.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
If you want to be the school quarterback and you volunteer, does that mean you're going to be the school quarterback? Okay, all right. If that's what the game is, I guess we'll play it.
2023.
Yep.
I wanted, actually. Yep. I thought some of the performance that my wife's grandchildren were in, I wanted them to have some solos, and they did not.
They did not.
There were some songs that would have been, I thought, presented great with separate solos through the crowd and or through this classroom, and they did not do that. So I don't know if the teacher was like, we're just going to all sing. We're just going to all sing. Okay, we're not doing any solos here.
And my thought was, and I guess this is wrong of me. I'm just a bad person. But I thought, okay, you got, I don't know. They had combined classes, and
so you probably had 40 or 50 kids.
No,
right?
they have way more than that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe 200.
Oh,
kids.
wow.
Yeah. And I thought, out of 200 kids, you couldn't find somebody who can carry a note. Really? There's not.
Right.
Really? Come on. I know you can.
Right.
But somebody wanted to. Somebody volunteered, perhaps. So they just gave it to them. Here you go. I mean, okay. It's 6th grade. It's not the end of the world. It's just that we're headed that direction. We won't do anything merit-based anymore.
We don't want to tell little Billy, look, Billy.
We don't.
You can sing in the choir. You're singing, you can sing whatever winter holiday song we're singing here. But we're going to ixnay on your solo, okay?
All right. Speaking of all of this, we've got a president who didn't win it on merit either.
Oh, no kidding.
So that's great.
You could have stopped it, didn't win, but I mean, beggars can't be choosing with their analogies, I guess.
He did.
So he's admonishing the GOP, of course, on Ukrainian aid because that has to come first. And damn it, why aren't you caving in to my $60 billion demand?
Yep.
Here he is.
Congress needs to pass a supplemental funding to Ukraine before they break for the holiday recess. Before they give Putin the greatest Christmas gift they can possibly give him. And so because we've seen what happens when dictators don't pay the price for the damage.
Yeah, we have seen that. We're looking at it right there.
And they keep going when no price is paid.
Yep. Right. There we go.
Yeah.
Who's he describing there?
himself.
Yeah, no kidding.
His family. And he met with Zelensky, of course. This is where we find out his wonderful outfit.
Oh, look at that.
There we go.
What is those?
Long sleeve T-shirt. Yep.
Yeah.
I love those army green pants.
Jeez.
Those aren't actual army pants, though.
Now, see, he's got notes because he's going to try to make it sound like he knows English. Old man's got notes because he's, going to try to make it sound like he knows English. Yeah, okay. What does he say here to the press? I forgot. Oh, that's it?
Huh.
Okay.
I don't know. God, man.
Oh, you know where to go.
It's agonizing. Is that what he said?
Set up anywhere. Okay.
He also announced, because he can't get to $60 billion.
Right.
So he just gave him some chump change.
Yeah.
But listen to where it came from.
Okay.
So disturbing.
200
Thank
million.
you. Before the press. Hey, whoa. Hush up a second, okay?
All right, relax.
Okay, one more thing to say. I've just signed another $200 million drawdown from the Department of Defense for Ukraine.
Oh, cool.
And that'll be coming quickly. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's like killing this. Yeah. It's like you gave him a piece of gum.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
Not even
I
lunch money.
spit on $200 million.
Right.
What are you talking about?
I know you
came
came
from
here for
your-
your $60 billion, but
Came
you're
from
gonna
your
take
U.S.
this.
military. You heard that. Drawdown from our Department of Defense.
Wow.
Stop, bro.
Now, here's an AI. Is it, though? Is it an
Yeah,
AI of
this is what
Zelensky asking for money? Is it?
This is what
Here he is.
Thank you. As I told General Austin, I have come here for a re-up of cash. I brought the coke, I brought the hookers, I brought the kickbacks. Now, where is my money? I need it to buy another yacht. Fund the war to fight against democracy. Delete the yacht part. I have dirt on all Washington politicians, and I will release unless I get my money. Do you want your sons and daughters sent to the war?
That would be the truth, right?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. All right. Coming up here in a minute, we got to show you the Joe Biden
Oh, no. Is he telling the same story again?
Another story that you may have heard in the past.
No!
We missed this one, but Jeffy found it from the weekend. This is just from this last weekend.
Correct.
We'll share that with you coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
$888-933-93. Pat Unleashed on Twitter and Instagram. All right. What story did Joe Biden just tell over the weekend? Again, this is a new one. A new telling of the same old story.
Right.
Over and over. Now, there's several to choose from. Which do you think it is this time, Trains? I'll give you a little hint. No, I'm not going to give you a hint, Trains. So let's go ahead and play the little section where he talked about whatever it is he talked about here, Trains.
Brand new.
The senior guys in Amtrak, I became friends with all of them after all the years.
Here we go.
And I've ridden 36 years as a senator. And
I'm going to vomit.
He comes up to me, his name is Angelo, and he goes, Joey, baby!
Oh, here we
Grabbed
go.
my cheek and said, I thought they were going to shoot him.
Jeez.
And I said, hey, I said, I just read in the newspaper.
Okay,
Yeah, because they keep meticulous
mileage. How many times, how many miles
aircraft
for the United States Air Force as vice president.
Oh, gosh.
I just read in the paper, Joey, you traveled 1,200,000 miles
Still can't
in
get
Air
it.
Force.
Told it a billion times.
He said
Can't
big,
get it.
I won't quote him exactly. He said, big deal, Joey.
Big deal.
He said, we just had a retirement dinner in Newark, New Jersey. He said, just had a retirement
Thank you.
dinner.
Is that where it is?
How many miles you ridden? I said, no, Angie. He said, 1,327 miles. I don't hear any more about the Air Force.
You don't want to hear about the Air Force. He's talking about Air Force One or Air Force Two. He doesn't want to hear any more about the Air Force. By the way, he leaves out the most important part of that story every time. Angelo, the train conductor, was actually dead at the time he told him the story.
Not a joke.
Not a joke. He was, in fact, dead.
He did leave that out this time.
He did. He'd been retired for 20 years, and then he died a few years before the story was told.
Can I be honest, though? That would actually really help the telling of that story.
It would enhance
You gotta lead with a dead man came up to me and was talking. Then you can repeat as often, because that'd be stunning.
And it would have been interesting had the Secret Service fired on the guy, because the bullets would have gone right through him.
Right.
And I would be afraid for Joe Biden's welfare at that point.
So the reason I went to look for this stupid Joe Biden clip is because I read a story about how he was out promoting this $8.2 billion rail project.
Oh, no.
Across the nation. That's what he's in Vegas and Los Angeles for, and Texas is getting some of that money. And this is from they've announced a nearly $30 billion investment in our rail system. So, I mean, I knew that he was out hawking trains. There's no way he talks about giving money for trains
without telling the story.
Telling the stupid story.
Yeah.
No way.
Right.
I mean,
he's incapable.
He couldn't do it. It's just you could tell him no.
Boy.
From
the day he shows up at
he's still telling that
train-related event and doesn't tell that story, we'll know it's over.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's completely.
It's just.
I'm glad to see we're making that kind of investment in the early 1800s technology of trains. That's great. And rail travel. Because, man, I think that's the future. Well, it is the past, but it's also the future.
We're getting some more money for the high-speed rail between Dallas and Houston.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Everybody's going to ride that.
I head down there all the time. Just for the fun.
Good
just for lunch. I love the food there.
Well, you'll be able to now.
Yeah, you will if you have a train.
That'll help out big time.
I will say Houston does have a lot of great restaurants.
That's why I go down there for lunch, but it ends up being supper.
If you live in Houston, go to my friend Ed Hendy's establishment at Taste of Texas. Fabulous. It's worth the train ride.
You and I went there, right?
I think we did, yeah. Yep. All right, so representative from Texas, Jasmine Crockett.
And she loves us.
She loves Texas. She loves us. She loves Texans. She wants dual citizenship, apparently. If
she thought about this, I guess, when Trump was elected.
Okay. Here's what she had to say.
It's more so the angst that got me into politics. It was the fear. I remember when Trump got elected, I was researching what it would take for me to get my dual citizenship between the United States and Canada, because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna need to get up and out of here.
What do you think I've been doing the past year? What have I been saying in this room for the longest?
I mean,
I'm not even exaggerating.
I'm not either.
I already know what's about to go.
No. I'm not either. I mean, that was a fear moment for me, and a number of my colleagues, especially in my current class, were like, that's when they got engaged and was like, wait a minute, ain't nobody coming to save us. I'm going to have to step up and save us.
By going to another country.
Right. Jeez, my gosh.
By having dual citizenship, that will save us.
Somebody show her the head-to-head polls between Trump and Biden, and maybe preemptively she'll just get the hell out.
That'd be nice.
Go now.
That'd be nice.
In fact, why not butch up and just give up your American citizenship?
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so bad here. You're so
you.
afraid. Go somewhere else. She also talked about Biden's decline. I'm sure.
But I will tell you about your comments on the dementia, because I don't want you to think that I'm ducking it at all.
No.
I've not seen anything that makes me think that. What I think people forget is the fact that the president actually has overcome a speaking impediment. So people forget the fact they forget Joe's story.
Yep.
They forget the fact that he actually has a speaking impediment. That he
Pause it for a second. Okay, the speech impediment, the stutter, happened when he was a kid. He overcame that a long time ago. Nobody ever used that excuse when Joe Biden was 45, when he was 50, when he was 60, when he was in his early 70s.
Well, now we're reverting
Nobody. But they hear it all the time now. They talk about this all the time. This has nothing to do with his childhood speech impediment. I can't.
Plus, let's say
they're still banging that drum.
And let's say that he does have a speech impediment. That's fine. Okay, so yep, you're right. He does have a speech impediment. Nothing else you've seen from this man
is concerning.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, I think the speech impediment.
Did he have a walk impediment too? Because that's an issue.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, I don't know for a fact, maybe you guys can help me out with this, but the speech impediment causes him to touch interns inappropriately.
Yeah,
assault them in hallways.
Yes. Or sniff their hair and whatnot.
Or get involved with corrupt business dealings with his son.
Yeah.
Is that
and then lie about it?
From the speech
and
impediment.
lie every day?
Right.
All day? Yeah, that's all speech impediment
and
related.
The speech impediment causes the Marxism.
Yes.
I see.
That's a lot.
That is an issue for
a lot of side effects of speech impediments.
What, Jeffy? What?
No, nothing.
No, let's hear the defense.
No.
Let's hear the defense of the pedo in the White House. Go ahead. What do you got?
Well, if he doesn't have it, Jasmine Crockett does. She continued to defend him.
Okay.
Through, I think, speech therapy to try to overcome. And I personally believe,
Here we go.
like, it's not a matter of, like, you're able to necessarily change that. You learn how to work around it. And I believe what people are seeing is a result of the fact that he is getting older, and those skills that he's used to kind of overcome some of that is starting to seep back in. That is personally what I believe that I'm seeing.
Well, you're a moron. What a moron.
Yeah, it's age-related. It's age-related to have it, the work that's been done revert back.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Speaking of morons, COP28 just wrapped up. And those morons are all headed back home now in their private jets.
That was tooth and they were down to the wire trying to figure out a deal.
I think they're kind of pissed, though, right? They didn't get much done.
Well, about 200 countries approved a plan to ramp up renewable energy and rapidly transition away from coal, oil, and gas.
Thank you, climate demons.
Because why would you want cheap, efficient energy? You wouldn't. You wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
Let's go to stuff that's super expensive. It doesn't really cover all of our needs.
Yeah, you talked about they finally came to an agreement. Remember, we had the other day, we talked about one of the head guys there was just like, hey, what's this about picking on our fossil fuels? But, they're going to, quote, transition away from them. In the end, negotiators struck a compromise, according to this article from the New York Times. And it's that the New Deal calls on countries to accelerate a global shift away from fossil fuels this decade in a, quote, just, orderly, and equitable manner. And to quit, you're going to love this one, Pat, adding carbon dioxide to the atmosphere entirely by 2050.
Gosh.
It also calls on nations to triple the amount of renewable energy like wind and solar power installed around the world by 2030 and to slash emissions of methane, greenhouse gases.
Does that mean that human beings must stop exhaling?
Yes. Okay. Bro, you jest.
Yeah. Okay. It has to include
want.
that if we're going to go to zero.
But according to this story, it talks about how the latest version of the summit's draft agreement on global warming removed mention of a necessary phase-out of fossil fuels. Instead, it suggests a handful of strategies that nations could implement in order to reduce emissions. That's it. So they're not...
no, it's not even legally binding and can't
Neither
on
was
its
Paris.
own force any country to act.
Kyoto, Paris, none of them are binding.
Because the EU and U.S. were pissed, saying that it was grossly, insufficient and incoherent and dangerous. So, I mean, that's what Kerry will say.
And while they're pissed that it wasn't effective enough, this agreement, some other world leaders criticized wealthy emitters like the United States, Europe, and Japan for failing to provide enough financial support to low-income countries to help them transition away from fossil fuels. I can't. Okay. Transfer of wealth. Here it is. Your quality of life.
We'll get into what Washington Governor Jay Inslee had to say yesterday about climate proposals. But first, let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. Buying and selling homes, it's not fun. It's a lot of work. So you need an exceptional real estate agent to help guide you through that process. Glenn started a company years ago called Real Estate Agents I Trust after experiencing how tough it was to sell your home, say in Connecticut in the 2000s. He wound up getting $39.95 for his home. That's just unacceptable, right?
For anyone.
Yeah, for anybody. And it hurts no matter who you are. And he didn't want that to happen to you.
Had to leave the fridge, too.
Yeah, he did.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, the $39.95. I don't talk about that often. That included the fridge and I think the washer-dryer set.
And the safe.
And the safe. Nothing was in it, of course. He did take his valuables, but the agents at Real Estate Agents I Trust are the top sellers in the business, and they can help you get the best price for your home. Plus, these agents are like-minded people you won't be afraid to make a handshake deal with. The name says it all. Real Estate Agents I Trust. It's a free service we provide for you, so check it out today. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
All right, Jay Inslee was asked about climate proposals he has in mind for his own state. And here's his thoughts on those.
What do you say to the people who really want to back that, believing that you are taxing the people who can least afford it with this, and the oil companies are passing on this tax to the consumer? What argument would you address, in your words, to those people who really want to back that initiative to repeal the CCA?
Well, let me show you. Instead of telling you, let me show you what I would say to those people.
Oh, he's waiting for this.
Okay.
Drag some kids up as props.
This is so
What would I say to those
pathetic.
people
Another
who want to allow
climate
the
demon
oil gas
on
industry
display.
to pollute to their heart's content for as many years as they want, and put their toxic gases into the atmosphere of the state of Washington? What would I say to them?
My gosh.
What I would say to them,
This guy's a nightmare.
These kids, when they're 72 years of age, like I am, will have a Washington state where there's some trees that haven't burned down.
Oh, my God.
Where they can
You believe the
breathe
fear-mongering
because
here?
forest fire smoke is not ruining their lungs.
The
Where their mom and
unbelievable
dad got little help
fear-mongering.
financially with their utility bills. Where they can get to on a
The
school
garbage
bus that's electric
that's
and
coming out of
drive
his
for free.
face
What I would
is the
say to
real
them,
pollution.
these kids
Sorry for those kids.
Yep. Oh my gosh. And he's using them for props. He's just exploiting these
indoctrination, all of them.
kids. God, it's despicable. No wonder so many people want to leave Washington and Oregon and California and become part of Idaho. Did you see that like 65% of the people that are flooding into Idaho are GOP registered? They're registered with the Republican Party, and they want to go to a place, and it's political now. And they're saying it's political. We're done with the politics in California, Washington, and Oregon, and it's hard to blame them.
No, you can't blame them at all.
I mean, you got a governor like this who's a total buffoon.
Yeah, we talked to listeners at one point. I remember on one of our outings where they were saying, there's still some pockets of strong conservatism in Northern California, and we're holding strong. And I guess they're tired of holding.
Yeah.
Tired of holding. We're leaving.
Right. It's too hard. It's too hard. And it's too frustrating. And it's costing you a lot of money and a decent way of life.
I wouldn't want to live there.
No. Jeez. I mean, look at the cities and what's become of them under Democrat leadership. Crazy. This is really nuts. All right. For happier times. Vivek Ramaswamy had a little mic incident apparently recently.
Oh, yeah. The Twitter Spaces. Yeah.
Here's what happened with Vivek.
It's promoting an optimistic, pro-human future that the science and evidence shows is real and that we need.
Oh, yeah.
Gentlemen, I have to go.
I just want to be sort of, exactly, I want to be clear about my position. I'm super pro-human, and I mean all humans.
He left his mic on in the bathroom.
And somebody's got their thing open.
And we get to hear it.
And everywhere
Somebody's
else.
got their phone open in the bathroom.
Now.
Yeah, that's Vivek. Vivek, that's your phone, Vivek. I'm not able to mute you. Vivek.
Oh my
perfect. Go ahead, Elon.
Gosh.
Sorry about that.
So, well, I hope you feel better.
I feel great. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of idiot do you have to be?
I mean, seriously, I can't even imagine a scenario where
humiliation
someone would
of
do
it.
that.
Right?
I just
you couldn't show your face in public again if you're a self-respecting person.
If you were a self-respecting person.
That's a big if.
Yeah, right.
So, because I can't imagine anybody else doing something that stupid.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about it now.
Yeah, do it. I dare you. Was the movie Talk Radio shot here, too?
Yeah, it was. Andrew Wilkow's here, by the way, with us.
Hi, Andrew.
Pat and Stu.
Whoa.
With...
Wait a minute. You flushed before you finished.
Going to the bathroom? I know my mic is on. Did you turn his off? It's like the Naked Gun in real life. Didn't that happen to the Naked Gun in real life? Yes. Remember the Naked Gun?
The Obama mentioned sign behind
where
us. Oh, yeah.
He's in there going, oh, yeah.
That cost a lot of money.
You felt better, too, didn't you?
Jeff Fisher
Fisher.
tinkled live on the air. Oh, man.
So great.
So there was just a live tinkling.
Thank you for keeping that potted up. We appreciate that in the control room there. That was a good move.
Well, yeah.
Nice
that was
moment.
a special moment.
Special moment.
Again, how do you even show your face in public again after the humiliation of that?
I will say,
Yeah.
Not all of it was my fault, but you just have to own up to it.
Sure.
Okay. Whose fault was it?
Well, not mine.
Really? Okay.
Can you
Have you ever left
And
your
I will
microphone on since then, like yourself? Because you have an on switch here, and then it's potted up, and the control room's supposed to pot you down when you're not on the set. Have you just started turning it off here so it never even gets to the board when you walk away from something like that? I don't even know if you have that occasion anymore.
Sure.
Sure.
What you said.
I will say that Vivek needs to perhaps see a medical professional.
Right.
There's a little bit of a stream issue.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that.
But I would like Jeffy to answer.
My mentions were flooded.
So hold on a second.
Holy cow.
You understand though that this is your home in the building on the network.
Yep.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you do chewing the fat,
Mm-hmm.
but this is your family. Why have you been appearing the last 2 days when you were originally supposed to be in here, per the request of the host sitting here? Why have you been appearing other places to discuss this issue as opposed to right here, sir?
Well,
first of all,
here we go.
First of all,
Okay.
well,
think something really good. to
first
say.
of all,
Come on.
I was called over the phone.
Right. Right. You don't have to
I
answer.
accepted the call.
Don't have to.
I was between appointments.
Or yeah.
I was between appointments.
You don't have to answer.
Call
that
came
call.
up. I went, hey, I wonder what Glenn wants.
Was it between the refrigerator appointment and the stove?
What
or...
are you saying? What does that mean?
No, I'm just...
Oh, maybe now we're learning why he didn't come to us first with the story.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What was your question, Chris?
Yeah,
I would like him to answer the question. Why did you flush when you were not even done?
You gotta wait till you're done, bro.
You flush
No,
midstream.
I like to watch it. I like to watch it catch up.
Oh, that's bro.
Catch up.
So are you racing the toilet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's a problem.
Play a little game then.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, we thought you were gonna break that story here, Monday morning, but I guess
But of course,
appointments
no.
being what
No.
they are.
Yeah. All right, we got some tweets here. Hobo Ghost of Lost America tweets, we should hand out an equal amount of foreign aid to everyone. $0 and 0 cents.
I'm for that.
Come on, man.
I'm for that.
I'm about there, seriously. Amber Tripon. In northern Ohio, the military has been running low-flying drills off and on for probably almost 2 months.
Okay, I don't like
This is all coincidence. Don't worry about it. It's all fine, I'm sure.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't even worry about it.
That's what I was saying. They have to train.
Right, they have to train. William Wayne, on August of 2022, the military performed urban warfare exercises in downtown San Antonio. I live close to Lackland, and the jets were flying overhead until almost midnight.
Don't like it at all.
They were really low all weekend here. I mean, it was pretty incredible. I mean,
But it's helicopters, not fighters, right?
No, it was fighters.
Really?
Over my house.
In Alliance, it was fighters.
Yeah, over my house, it was fighters, and they were. I mean, I was sitting there.
It's been loud.
Like Sunday afternoon. Yeah, and it's like, why is he so low? And it could have been a she, I know, but why is he so low?
Wow, did you ever show your sexism there?
I am so glad you didn't just let him.
Misogyny, yeah.
He tried to
Right.
repair it.
He did, but
No,
no,
sir.
it was too late.
No,
we all
sir.
knew what a bad person he is.
Yeah, we know that.
From Pace Shock, there's your reelect Joe Biden ad. The turtle calling Biden inspirational.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mr. Sean's, at this point, Mitch is better suited to do KFC commercials than legislate in the Senate. That's for sure.
Do turtles eat chicken?
He's gonna seriously. At one point, he's gonna freeze, and he's just not gonna move again. It's just gonna be.
Yeah.
And everybody's gonna. Excuse me, Mr. McConnell, Senator McConnell, and they're just gonna pick him up and carry him off.
Let's see. Cousin Eddie of the family tweets, somehow we can't have the 10 Commandments at a courthouse, but we can have the Satanic Temple put a statue in a state capitol. Almost like none of this has anything to do with the Constitution or rights. It's almost like that. And Trisha Twist, Pat, you say that no one would be okay with a Hitler display in the rotunda? I think you're wrong. Look at the overwhelming amount of people in this country that would support Hamas over Israel.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry to interrupt your flow there, but
Yeah.
I think we've lost Jeffy. I think he's kind of pulled a Mitch here. And he's, hello. Yo. We're We're still doing the show, bro. Oh,
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh, good. Woo! Thank goodness.
Oh, are you dehydrated again?
Oh, here, use some water.
Darn it!
Here you go.
Jeffy got dehydrated again. Oh, man, he's fine though. There's nothing wrong there.
I'm still inspired by our president. Next question.
Oh my goodness. So you got to head out, huh?
I do. Yes.
That makes us sad.
Yeah. So you'll have to do the overtime thing.
I'm a little concerned about doing overtime with Jeffy when he's in this.
I know. You never know when he'll freeze
He's
again.
got an issue right now.
Yeah.
Take some water, bro.
Hydrate for sure.
Okay, Marco Rubio.
I mean, how many of us, though, have just frozen up when you haven't had enough water during the course of a day? That probably, if it's happened
a big
once,
issue in America. We don't talk about it enough.
No, we don't.
Yes.
No, we don't talk about it enough. Not enough people
The
recognize
dehydration
it.
freezing is just a terrible problem that we've ignored for far too long.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it
I think we all do.
Appreciate our legislators bringing it to our attention.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Oof. Well, he's fine. There's nothing wrong there. And besides, do we really need leaders who are sound of mind and health? We don't need that, do we? It's better.
That
really.
is so passé.
Yeah. That's an old
Move
America.
along, America.
Come on.
Embrace the change.
What, do you don't like handicapped people in office?
Whoa.
Wait,
haters?
Can you say that word?
Handicaps?
Office.
Handicapable?
Oh, that's a good one. That's really good.
Yeah.
Handicap signs all over. You could say that.
888-933-93. Use that number tomorrow. We'll see you back here then.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Going to the Gulf.